Hello, we are live. This is episode 1 of the podcast, guys. Hopefully you're all doing okay. It's going across 4 different devices today. It's going across Facebook, my own Facebook, as well as the page's Facebook, the Twitter, and my own YouTube, because we have to wait 24 hours or whatever it was for the YouTube to actually be sorted out. So that's going to be, I think, from about 12 o'clock tonight, I think it will be. That we're allowed to do that. So for the next one next week, we'll have that. But yeah, this is just the first episode that we're doing. So of course we're going to have to iron a few bits out and stuff. But we're going to be talking about the Arsenal versus Watford game from yesterday, the last game of the Premier League season. And look ahead to the FA Cup final next week as well. And, might do a few other little bits and pieces as well, depending on how many people actually come in and, put comments in the chat. We might read out a few questions and answer a few of your questions and stuff as well. How does that sound? Does that sound all right? So we are...
Sounds good.
Yeah. We're going to get straight into it, I think. So the first kind of bit of note that I've got written down was obviously the team lineup for yesterday. There was quite a few changes. Martinez stayed in goal. We had Kieran Tierney. We had David Luiz and Rob Holding at centre back. Ainsley came in at right back, I should say. Granit played in midfield alongside Danny Ceballos as well. Joe Willock came in. Aubameyang and Lacazette both stayed in, and Pepe came in for Eddie, who dropped to the bench. And then the bench was Macy, Cedric, Matt Smith, who's a young defender / midfielder, Kolasinac, Socrates, Lucas Torreira, Saka, Nelson, and Eddie Nketiah. So what did you make of the lineup when the lineups come out?
I was excited because, of course, I'm going to see, my dream team of Abubu and Laka. Yeah. But, I know we've had this discussion before that, they were probably going to be rested for the FA Cup. Mm-hmm. But I was kind of excited to see them on there. I don't know. I just love the way they play anyway.
I think they link up well together.
I was worried about Luis. I'm always worried about Luis.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into his little mishap in a little while. Mm-hmm. Giving away another penalty again. That's the record of any player giving away a penalty now in the Premier League. So yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. But so I thought the lineup was quite good as well. In fact, I thought it was a decent looking team. We had to make a few changes to kind of give a few players a run out for the cup. Bellerin had an injury, so that's why he wasn't in the squad. He had a little slight knock, and he was being rested. And I think he'll probably play next week. Yeah, he had a slight injury. Yeah.
Oh, my poor belly.
You'll get used to that, guys. By the way, as well, she's got nicknames for every single player.
I apologize. Hi, Lolo. I do. I have nicknames for all of them, so I'm sorry. They are cutesy. You'll get used to me. I'm sorry.
Hi, Lolo. How you doing? Yeah, you'll get used to it. It's as I say, it's every single player, so you'll get through it. But we of course have Leno coming back for the final. What would you do? Would you kind of stick with Emmy in goal, or if Leno was able to, get himself fully fit for the weekend, would you put him back in?
That's hard, because I do love my Leno, my Jay Leno. But Emmy, he has been showing his skills. He's been fighting for it. I know Leno is on rest right now, but I'm going to shine right now. I love that about him.
Yeah, and you can see yesterday that Emmy, he's a big game player. He's a big moment player as well. He's put in some good performances against Man City and Liverpool, and then yesterday he made that one outstanding save, which we'll get to in a little while. But that would have really changed the game. That would have Watford would have got their equaliser then, and then you never know what might have happened. They would have had the momentum all behind them, and they could have gone on and won the game.
To be honest, he's been doing a lot of good saves in the Liverpool match. In the other match, he's been doing a lot of good saves.
Yeah. And I think we've got, as I say, 2 really good goalies there. So it doesn't really matter which one starts. Like, we've got a capable replacement if one gets injured or, one gets suspended or whatever. We've got a really good capable replacement in the second choice. So
I think I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw it on Twitter. Someone said that our backup goalie is better than most other team goalies.
Yeah, which is right. Like, if you look at, some of the other goalies in the league, take out Liverpool, take out Man City, take out possibly Chelsea, and take out maybe, I don't know, like 1 or 2 others. He's up there with, he'd be number 1 at West Ham. He'd be number 1 at Everton, probably. He'd be number 1 probably at Southampton. He'd be number 1 at Sheffield United. He'd be number 1 probably at Wolves, teams like that. He'd be number 1 at Watford. Yeah. So I think we'll get into the game. And obviously it didn't take very long for the game to actually get, the first bit of action, did it? I think it was about 40 seconds. When
that's what I was saying yesterday, was that was the fastest penalty that I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was just crazy. Like, Lacazette obviously was fouled. It took him about 5 minutes to get to the decision over VAR, but I saw it straight away because I was doing the live watch along with Rye, the Premier League games, and I saw that on the TV screen, and I saw it straight away, and I was like, yeah, this is a penalty. I don't know how it took 5 minutes for the referee to make his mind up.
Well, probably, they had little discussions in like the little room over there, like, yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It was.
It definitely was. You could see it straight away.
I was confused, though.
It went through the back of Lacazette.
Like, Like, I knew it was involving Laka, but you also saw Willock get hit, too. Like, it was 2. Maybe that was what was confusing, because there was 2 things happening at the same time. Because Laka got hit, and so did Willock.
It was it Willock or was it Pepe? I can't remember, but yeah.
No, it was Willock. He was right next to Laka, and Willock got hit from another player, and Laka got brought to the ground.
That's right, and it's just, I don't know how it took so long to get to that decision, and then of course Aubameyang stepped up and sent Ben Foster completely the wrong way, and then that's another goal from Aubameyang. I'm going to say this nice and early. The guy can have what he wants. If he's going to sign a new contract, just give him what he wants. Give him a mansion, give him a car, give him anything he wants. We need to get this guy signed up for next season.
I agree. I'm glad you stopped saying give him the girl, because he's married.
He can have a girl as well, but yeah.
No, he's married. He's happily married with 2 children or 3 children. He's happily married. Shush you.
Okay, well, he can have literally anything that he wants. The guy literally just needs everything, like I said, he can have a mansion, he can have a car, literally right into his contract that he can have a lifetime supply of chicken or whatever his favorite food is as well, and just be like, right, whatever it is to get you to stay, you can have it.
That's actually a question I would love to ask him. What is your favorite food?
Yeah. Hi, Lewis. Arsenal need a superstar like maybe Messi or Neymar. We can't get anyone in like that. Of course, we're out of Europe now unless we win the FA Cup next week. And do you really think that the owners are going to spend that kind of money? The owners are stingy. The owners are, they're just, yeah. I'm not going to say too much about it because they're American and I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah.
Is that a dig? That was a dig.
No, not at all. I just think that he just doesn't know, we do need I do agree with you, Lewis, but I just don't see how we can actually, afford to get these players in when, we've got the owners there, but they just don't want to spend the money. And yes, we were good back in like 2004 and whatever, but how long ago was that? How long ago did we suffer under Arsene Wenger? How many years did we suffer with him and then Emery and then Freddie Ljungberg this season as well? the only one that's got us playing some decent football and getting some results out of that towards the end of it is now Arteta. And, he's shown that he can beat big teams. He's shown that he can beat Man City. He's shown he can beat Liverpool. He's shown he can, get results against Chelsea. He's shown that he can compete against Spurs, as much as they're not a big team. I'm going to say that. But, I think it's a lot of seasons where we just have to kind of forget about him and just start afresh now with Arteta and back him, let him have the transfer window, go out there, get whatever he needs, and then there we go. Kind of, use that as a sort of new starting block with the fact he's come in and just, give him the finances to go and improve and to get who he wants.
No, I agree with that. With Arteta, I've seen so much improvement and so much more passion with the players. You can tell some of them are fighting more. You can tell who's fighting and you can tell who's not. And I feel like Arteta brings that out of them.
Oh, absolutely. And Granit Xhaka, I'm going to go to Granit Xhaka, the guy who I slated loads after that Crystal Palace incident when he had a little go at the fans and everything. And, he's turned it around. Arteta has got him to turn around and to actually finish the season really, really well. To the point where I've actually even said now that I take back what I said about him. The guy has now completely turned and, he's now a much better player under Arteta than he was under Emery or under Freddie Ljungberg. Granit Xhaka has been, at the end of this season, has been one of our star players. And when he's playing and when he's not. When he's not playing, we miss him.
No, I think with a player like Xhaka, he's very passionate. And if you don't respect his passion, he kind of gives up. And when he gives up, that's when you're going to get the bad side of Xhaka. And Arteta kind of saw that. And he gave him what he needed. At the time when Arteta came in, Xhaka was already, he was ground level. He was beaten. And he kind of built him up and got that passion back because he lost it completely.
He wasn't just beaten. He was on the verge of leaving. He was on his way out.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And in January that he could have gone. Arteta come in and turned it around for him. And, he's showing that fight now. Him and Dani Ceballos in the midfield, they've got a really good partnership. They've got a great partnership. And that's why I want Ceballos to sign because, that if we have that for a full season of those two playing to the standards they played in the last 4 or 5 weeks, we'll be up there again.
Sure. That passion in Danny, what?
He looks so good.
Lord.
We have to sign him. I don't care what anyone says. Mesut Ozil, for example, is the kind of guy that needs to go. Yeah, 100%. He's not, he's not showing that he cares. He's not, he's basically not involved in the squad. He's not been involved in the squad for a number of weeks now. And the guy has just done nothing in the last few weeks. He's come out on Twitter 3 weeks ago and said, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play. Where has he been? Since that tweet, where's he been? He's not been anywhere near the squad still.
He's missing.
He's always missing that one. But no, I think, he has to go. The wages are the stumbling block for anyone that wants to buy him because of he's on ridiculous wages at the moment at Arsenal. And, if he's not going to get that anywhere else, he's just going to sit there, whether he's playing or not. It'd be like, yeah, I'll happily pick up my paycheck. He's probably made in the last 2 months. I don't even know. I don't even want to work out how much he's paid, how much he's made. Sorry, I should say, off of his payments without even being involved in a single squad.
He's still getting that without playing.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. He's still getting paid without playing. Can I get his paycheck for not playing? I can sit and look pretty.
That's right. What is he doing? It's like he's been on furlough. It's like he's been on furlough for the last 6 weeks, but he's getting paid full pay still. And how can you do that in the current climate that we're going
just sitting at home playing FIFA?
Yeah, video games. No, that's it. How can Arsenal do that? How can Arsenal afford to do that in the current climate where, loads of people are out of work and everything like that? And Ozil is getting paid that money to be doing what? What is he doing? Nothing. Hi, Sadie. How you doing?
Oh, thank you.
But no, it's it's very Ozil just has to go, and I'd put Guendouzi in that bracket as well.
I agree.
Since the Brighton game when he had that little tiff at the end of the match with that Neil Maupay, he's been completely frozen out as well. So he can go as well. If that's his attitude, if all he wants to do is fight people at every opportunity, or come out and say that he's bigger than the club, then bye. We don't need people like you.
No, I'm so disappointed with him. I was such a big fan of Oopsadoozy. Again, sorry, that's my nickname for him. But I get the passion behind what he did, but it was wrong. It was wrong for him to go after that person that hurt Leno, but you have to control yourself. It's good to have passion in the game, but you have to control yourself. And then when you get caught on that, called out, you're going to throw a tantrum like a little child? Come on, you're better than that.
Yeah, and he is better than that. If he lets his football do the talking, he's actually not a bad young talent, but his attitude is just not there.
Can't comment on the stream on your profile.
What, on my actual profile? It's live. You've managed to comment now, so just do it through that, Brad. That's fine, yeah. But no, that penalty was really well taken, wasn't it? It literally, as soon as he took the penalty, you knew where it was going to go. You knew it was going to end up in the back of the net.
I know, but I'm so bummed. I know we haven't reached it yet, but I was so bummed. He was one off. Just one more goal. I wanted him to get the golden boot.
Yeah, but then, he is, he scored 50-something goals in 2 seasons. That's why we have to sign him up and get him, get him on a new contract, because, he's the one player that's actually gone on and he's actually performed really well. He's been the consistent player all the way through the season. You can look at Leno and say
you can see the consistency.
Leno's been Mr. Consistent down the other end as well, but bar those two, the other ones that would get a decent rating between sort of maybe 7 and 8 would be Martinez and some of the younger guys, Saka, Martinelli as well, who have come in the last few weeks and actually shown that they want to fight and be a part of the team. There's a comment earlier up above the chat there from Lewis as well. It says I'll play the younger players, but there's some players in there that I'd play, but then there's some players that aren't ready. Willock's not ready. Eddie's not ready. Reece Nelson's not ready. Maitland-Niles is a bit hit and miss. There's some that I wouldn't play straight off the bat like that. I'd give them another season out on loan or to develop and stuff. But there's players there that you can see, the likes of Saka, the likes of Martinelli, that are straight away, going to get into that team and perform next year.
I get that, but you can't just play the young players because they're young. You kind of need those experienced players on the pitch to kind of be like Papa Bear on there. You need a Boo Boo on there because he does act like Papa Bear. He is going to motivate and inspire Saka and Buyaka. I did change his name.
The little chili.
You need him on the pitch. Well, that's a Boo Boo's name for him, but he's Buyaka. Anyways, you need those players on the pitch to kind of guide them, because they're going to be inexperienced. They're going to be, all they're running on is passion. And with passion, you have mistakes and you have great moments, but you need someone to guide you in those moments, and you need someone with experience. You can't just be full on young players, because they're going to be lost puppies out there.
That's an excellent point. You have to have the players there, like the Xhakas, like the Aubameyangs, like the David Luiz, the players that are more experienced to kind of try and help the younger guys out. But you kind of a nice mixture is what we need. And Saka would be good to come in there. I hope he gets a game in the final, because he's been rested quite a bit the last few weeks, and I think if he can come in and play the final, I think he'll do well against Chelsea. And then there's a other players in there as well. Like, Martinelli next season is going to look really good. You saw glimpses of that against Chelsea this season when he literally ran the full length of the pitch and scored on his own.
That was a good one. That was good.
Yeah. And then, there's other players in there that a little bit hit and miss, like Bellerin, like who else is there? That's, like Rob Holding, like Lucas Torreira, like Pepe, players that, can be really good if they're looked after right and given a bit of time and a bit of guidance from Arteta to actually, turn it around, and they could end up being like the next Granit Xhaka for next season. And I've not even mentioned Kieran Tierney yet. And obviously, this is the second goal from yesterday. That was Kieran Tierney's first goal for Arsenal since signing from Celtic as well. And how good has he been since he's come in? He's made that left back spot his own.
He's done so good. And to be honest, I love him. He is so humble about the fact of how good he is. Like, people will tell them, like, dude, you're amazing. He's like, no, I'm just keeping up. I can't even speak. A boo-boo set me up real good, and then I made the goal, and I was shocked. I'm like, dude, you're good. Accept it. I just love how humble he is.
The guy is excellent. The guy is, a real talent, and I think he's going to do really well next season. I think given Arteta's, full season as the manager to kind of, put his stamp on things, and he'll do really well. He can do a job at centre back as well. When he come in and played centre back the other day, he didn't look out of place there as well when he played against. I think it was Man City, and he looked, on the left-hand side of the free there. He was, again, excellent in a different kind of unknown position for him as well.
I think he said it best when he was interviewed. He said he saw an opportunity, he went for it. He's the type of person, when he sees that opportunity, he's going to go for it. That's what you got to do. And he's really good at catching opportunities.
Yeah,
Whether what position he's in, he's really good at catching opportunities. And his little battle, what was the player of Watford? He was like, it was head to head with this other player. What's his name?
Down that side. Was it Sarr down that side? Yeah.
Yes, Sarr. Him and Tierney. What? Like, even the commentators were saying it, like, these two have been battling the whole game. And I was just like, Tierney's not letting him go.
No, that's right. And Tierney, he got that goal as well. Really well taken goal. And then, it was, really, really good. And Aubameyang again involved in that as well. And then, of course, that came, about 2 minutes before the drinks break. So another really good time to get that second goal. And then after that, the momentum kind of just carried on as well. And then the third came straight away after about 5 minutes, I think it was. There was a couple of chances. Lacazette was involved with Dani Ceballos and Pepe. And then just after that, Watford had a chance as well. But then, we scored the third in the 33rd minute when Tierney returned the favour to Aubameyang, basically, with the throw on. And he spotted Aubameyang into a little pocket of space there, threw it to him. And then what was that like for a goal?
Can we talk about that goal?
That cross.
Can we talk about that goal?
Excellent.
What?
But that finish, the little bicycle kick or overhead kick, whatever you want to call it, how good was that? Like, that is why we have to sign Aubameyang up, just for that alone.
It's like, what? I had to rewind that kick multiple times because I'm just like, number one, how did you not kick the person behind you? Yeah. And it was like butter, like literally. Poof,
it was so good. So good. That's what he's capable of.
Magic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at his picture right now. You magic.
Yeah, that's what he's capable of. He's, when he gets the delivery right like that, and it's straight onto his foot. And how good a finish was that? It was unreal. The guy is, he just. I don't care that he didn't get the golden boot. That was better than getting the golden boot. Just to score that.
No, that kick, to me, that won the golden boot. I'm going to give him a golden boot just for that kick because that was...
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? It was good.
I didn't even care. I didn't get the Abubu flip. That kick was worth it.
Yeah. And, just before half-time as well, we have to mention it. David Luiz and Martinez, they both went down injured. And then what happened? David Luiz just had a moment of madness there, didn't he?
He lost. You can.
I don't know who it was that he took out. I'm trying to see who it was, but
it was Welbeck.
Oh, was it Welbeck? And then Welbeck was going through. He probably would have scored anyway. But yeah, David Luiz.
I don't think so. I literally think Emmy had
it. Record breaker, David Luiz. Yeah, he's getting all the wrong records. He looked. How good did he look the other day when we played Liverpool and Man City? And then since that, the Aston Villa game, he was a little bit non-existent. And then yesterday, we're 3-0 up. We're cruising the game. Get through to half-time, 3-0.
And then give away that penalty.
2 minutes, he gives away a stupid penalty. And he gives Mr. Kahuna's no-nuts Troy Deeney a chance to score against us again.
But like I said, from what I saw, Emmy had it. He didn't need to go in and give away that penalty. Emmy had it. He would have got it.
Yeah.
I don't think he needed to go in.
No, but that's David Luiz. He's so rash. He doesn't...
Because even the commentator said it, that... Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he's really rash. He's just the kind of player that he just makes stupid mistakes like that. Look at the red card he got when he come on against Man City, when he come on for Pablo Mari. And he, we were doing all right in that game against Man City, just at the start of, when the season resumed again after the lockdown. And then, David Luiz that day was a shambles.
True.
And I thought it was, kind of got his head all around it.
I don't know. That was just a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I thought he got his head around it when he was playing Man City. He was much, much better in that game. And it was like he had a point to prove. And hopefully that's the David Luiz we see on Saturday when we play the cup final. But, with David Luiz, he could be excellent for 89 minutes and then give away a penalty in the 90th minute and loses the game 1-0. That's the kind of guy he is.
No, it's just he needs to think more. I know it's passion and stuff like that, but he needs to think more.
Absolutely.
Sorry, my headphones keep falling off.
That's all right. But yeah, obviously, Troy Deeney, as he always seems to do when he gets a chance against Arsenal, scored the penalty. And he sent Martinez the wrong way. Soft penalty to give away from Luiz. I'd probably agree. Actually, when you look at it, it's a little bit needless. He didn't really need to do that.
It was 100% needless because Emmy was on it. You could see that Emmy had it. He saw where Welbeck was going to the point that he caught it, and then you see that the penalty was given.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's bad timing as well. 2 minutes before half time there. And then obviously we had the 6-minute stoppage time as well. But, that gave Watford a bit of hope. And it's hope that they, on the balance of play in that first half, didn't really deserve.
No.
I don't know if I'm a little bit harsh saying that, but I just don't think they really created a lot up until that goal.
You're not being harsh. Their defending was really, really bad to the point that we got a penalty before 4 minutes of the game. Yeah. Then the whole 2 other goals, their defending was bad, so it wasn't deserved. So it's not really being harsh, kind of being truthful.
Yeah, but then it's just bad timing to give them a little bit of hope. Second half,
because that penalty kick gave them, like you said, that hope, which made them fight harder for the other goal that they got.
That's right. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the stats again now, and Troy Deeney and Welbeck, they're the 2 guys that kind of showed a little bit of fight for Watford. The others, there wasn't an awful lot between the rest of their squad, or the players that play for them, I should say. in that game. Like, apart from their
the
strike
others just
force,
kept fouling people. Let's be real.
Apart from their strike force, there wasn't too many others that actually looked like they were going to make anything happen. And I'm just looking here.
No, they were just on the mission to foul people.
Yeah. Just looking here, there was a couple of subs after 57 as well. Alex Lacazette came off to be replaced by Eddie Nketiah, of course, who started the last game. And then Willock came off for Kolasinac as well. And, that was... Do you think that was because there was one eye on the cup final in Lacazette's case? Because he's definitely going to start that for his work rate. And I don't know about Willock. Maybe Arteta was looking at Willock as well as maybe being involved in the cup final there. But, he wanted to give a few players a chance as well. Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of the matches he does rest Laka. Yeah. And when they do that, when he comes back on the next game, he's, more on fire and stuff like that. I know the reason why he kept Abubu on. I know he would wanted to rest him as well, but I know the reason why he kept Abubu on, and it was what I loved about the team. They all were trying to get the opportunity for him to score more. They wanted him to win that golden boot.
That's right, and you can see we'll get to it a little bit later.
You can see in the second half, how they.
No, I was just going to say we'll get to that a bit later because obviously Watford got a second goal.
I think I'm losing signal.
It seems all right. But Watford got a second goal as well. So Danny Welbeck, former Arsenal player, connected with Sarr's cross after Martinez tried to push it away. Welbeck was, he got goal side of David Luiz and then he taps the ball into the net. So, again, David Luiz could be a little bit of blame to that, blame for that one again.
But to be honest, I think after giving that penalty, he was kind of more cautious. And I blame that. He could have blocked it, but he was more cautious because of the penalty that he gave before.
I think maybe, yeah. And then obviously Welbeck, a good servant for Arsenal as well when he was playing for Arsenal. So if anyone's going to score, and, I don't mind if it's somebody like Danny Welbeck because he was a good player on his day when he played for Arsenal, scored some big goals, Champions League goals and goals in the league and FA Cup against Man United, his other former team. And, I don't mind somebody like Danny Welbeck. I think Danny Welbeck is the kind of guy that will 100% be back in the Premier League next season. Although, Watford aren't going to be there themselves, he'll find the new Premier League club, no doubt.
Definitely. And he was good. You noticed him out of all the Watford players that,
Yeah, he was playing like
he needs to come back to Arsenal.
Yeah, he was playing like he had a point to prove by being let go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he, the goal kind of is another aspect to that as well. And then I'm just looking here now. There was a few more subs after 72. Nelson came on for Pepe as well. And Lucas Torreira came on for Ceballos, and those two, the two subs at that point, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. So that was the four subs that Arsenal had made. And again, I think Dani Ceballos again is another player that I spoke about earlier, who's a really good player, and he's that was obviously looking forward to the final next week. And I think he brought Torreira on to kind of sit back and defend a little bit more. And in terms of Nelson, obviously another young player, quite hungry when he comes on usually. For Pepe, who...
Oh, yeah, definitely hungry.
Pepe's a good player. And Pepe, he'll be good. Give him next season or whatever and he'll be good. But I do think that, the price tag on him this season...
Oh, what I love about Pepe, he's fast.
Yeah. He's quick, yeah. You saw it when he came on against Aston Villa. They
can catch him.
Yeah, when he came on against Aston Villa in the week, he looked really, really good. He made a bit of a difference.
You can tell when he grabs the ball. Well, not literally grabs the ball, but when he has the ball, they can't catch him. And he has these little tricks that literally he can just go around someone. I'm just like, yo, you need to keep your eye on this guy because he's fire.
Yeah, and he'll do well next season, as I was saying, when the kind of hype around him settles down a bit, because this season, everyone's expecting him to be really, really good, with the money we spent for him and everything like that. But next season, once the hype's died down a little bit, he'll come out and he'll do, he'll tear the league apart. He'll do really, really well for Arsenal next season. And that's why we have to keep that front three together with him, Lacazette and Aubameyang, because I can see that being really good.
I agree with that. Like, they're a good team, but also you need to take into account that when they put Bubu, Laka, and Saka, Buyaka together, that's fire too.
Yeah, it is. And then Martinelli as well. Martinelli's another, we spoke about him earlier. So we've got options in the attacking third. We've got Martinelli, Saka, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe, Eddie. There's good players in there that will all be challenging, and kind of, if one's not starting and they're coming off the bench, then it gives them more of a reason to go out there and prove a point.
No pun intended. We have a good arsenal. We just need to, control them a little bit.
I like that. But no, I think, in terms of the next thing I was going to talk about, it was that one Eddie Nketiah was running through, and obviously he's not long been on, and he saw Aubameyang, through there, and he wanted to set up his teammate for that. He
gave up his kick for a boo-boo
to put him level with a golden boot there. And I think if he was to shoot, then that's going in the back of the net, the form that he's been in as well in recent weeks, and he'd have probably ended up scoring that one himself. But he wanted to get that to Aubameyang, and he wanted to get Aubameyang at least to be level in terms of the golden boot. Yeah.
I literally love that about this team, how much they respect each other, especially the amount of respect they have for Boo-Boo. Yeah. The fact he could have made that goal, but he's like, nope, I want to get him the golden boot. I'm going to give it to him. Mm-hmm. And no matter the fact that we won, and we could have won by a higher margin, I love that. That shows you the type of team we are. It doesn't matter if you have the opportunity or the fact that you want to make that goal. Yeah. You're going to give it to the person you feel deserves it more. And I love that. That shows the kind of character you have.
Oh, absolutely. And, Eddie's a young player as well. He could have been greedy there and scored himself. And, you wouldn't have.
Exactly. He could have been greedy. He could have been like, I want to take the glory. I'm going to bring in this goal. But no, he was like, no, I'm going to give it to Papa Bear. You do it, boo. That's
right. And then obviously,
even though it didn't happen, but yeah.
Yeah, but he was unlucky. The goalie done well to make the save as well. He recovered well and stuff. So it was a bit unfortunate. But no, Aubameyang, as I said, needs to stay. I think Eddie could probably do with another loan, get him loaned back out again, maybe to somebody a little bit, the league below, like he did when he went to Leeds, loaning to somebody in the Championship again. But I do think that he'll do well as well. And even, I don't know, because he has performed in some league games this season as well. So maybe as a backup, he might be all right.
True.
Russ is watching.
I think
I'd
miss him though.
I think I would. I'd miss his phone calls. I'd miss him ringing me every time he scores.
Oh, I love when he does. When he does that, he makes a goal. He's like, and then Pepe, he does the number one.
Yeah. But now you heard it here first. Anytime Eddie scores, he rings me. It's me that he rings. He's like, yeah, that's fine. That one's for you.
I was wondering who he was calling.
He's always calling me, yeah. What players are we looking to sign at Arsenal? I think Thomas Partey's one. He'd be really good as a sort of defensive.
Hold on. His name is Party?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's one. And there's a few others as well. I think Thomas Partey is the main one that we were looking at. But, I'll take some of these wingers as well from like Watford or whatever. I'd take the likes of Decore maybe in midfield. I'd probably take Sarr. There's some players in Watford I'll take, players in Bournemouth I'll take. It's a French guy that plays for Atletico Madrid. Yeah. That's right. Hi, Russ. You all right, mate? And I think we could take somebody from Norwich. We could take maybe Max Aarons. We could probably take from Bournemouth a Nathan Aki. Players like that would fit into our team quite well and improve us as well. So they're players that we could look at. And then I'm just looking here at the overall stats as well. So shots on goal, Watford had 6, we had 5. Overall shots, they had 19, we had 13. Possession, we had 51, so they're 48. Red cards, neither team had any. Yellow cards, both teams had 3. Penalty kicks given away, both teams gave away 1. Corners, they had 8, we had 4. They gave away 12 fouls to our 9. And 6 crosses from us. They had 30 crosses come in, and they had 3 caught offside, and we only had 1. So they were crossing the ball quite a lot more than us, weren't they? Yeah.
Which shows you, like, they were attempting it, but they failed. And, like, you can see it in the game how much they failed at these. They had the opportunity because,
Yeah, and we haven't spoken about the other save yet from Emery as well. That was a crucial save at a crucial time. He got down really low and he was able to push that one away, parry that one out. And, that was at a crucial time. That would have been 3-3. And then the momentum's behind them for the final 20 minutes, whatever was left.
Was that like the ping pong one? Like it hit Emmy's shoe and then it was almost set up for another goal attempt. But then, one of our players got it.
I think he got down and he saved it. He saved it really low down with I think it was his right hand, and he pushed it away. And then I don't know, I can't remember what happened after that, whether they did have a second chance, but that was a really good save. And, that's why Martinez has done really well since he's come in, because he's able to make those saves at big moments.
He's proved himself, like beyond, he's proved himself. Like even with going back to the match that got us into the FA finals, you saw the emotion, like the work he put into it, to the point that after the game he fell to the ground with emotion. Like we did this.
And he's the number 2 as well. Like he's come in and he's played every single minute, I think, virtually of the FA Cup. So, that's his competition.
He doesn't have a choice, does he?
No, but even before that, he played against Leeds. He played all of the FA Cup games anyway.
No, I meant now, like he's playing every minute. He doesn't really have a choice because, Leno's aren't injured. But he's proving himself to the point that, like, even if Leno does get off injury, that he's worth putting on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go through that, Russ. Actually, I'd like to do that shortly because I saw that on Facebook. There's players. What players would you keep from the current squad and what players would you get rid of? I will do that as well. And I will also do I'll do a review as well of how I think the players have done overall this season, because I saw that on Arsenal Fan TV. I don't really watch it, but I came across it this morning when I woke up and I clicked on it and it came up. But that's something I wanted to do anyway as well. Give a review of some of the squad this season and how what their overall ratings out of 10 would be. So I will do that. But no, I think all I'm going to say is just to kind of round things up here. Obviously, Watford beat Liverpool, and that kept us with the unbeaten record earlier this season. And then I think we done really well to end the season in terms of how we did at Arsenal. But it was nice to see Watford get relegated. It's difficult when it's a football team because you don't like seeing football teams relegated and things like that. But you do have to kind of laugh at the same time. Troy Deeney coming out there and saying what he said a few years back, it is payback for that. And I'll echo what I just said. You don't want to see teams get relegated.
You want to laugh again, don't you?
No, you don't want to see players go, get relegated. You don't want to see teams go down. But when players come out and they say things like that and they act that stupid, it kind of was a little bit of justice and karma for what actually happened in the past.
Very true.
So we've got Lily Rose there as well. How you doing? And that's right, Russ. I'll do that shortly anyway. But yeah, I think we done really well actually to get get over the line in the end. Defended, pretty decent as well to the last few minutes. Kind of keep it to 3-2 and to get the win, which means that we finish 8th in the table. So, what's your overall thoughts on the season? How do you think the season's gone? It's been sort of very hit and miss, hasn't it? The season started off really bad with Emery on the back of that Europa League, and then and then it's gone into Freddie Ljungberg.
The season, like you said, has been,
and then also to Arteta.
It's been rough.
Yeah,
literally the season has been rough. Starting off with Emery, and you can see like the struggle. Like he wasn't getting through to these guys. And then what was it? And then you can tell the difference when Arteta came on. That was what we needed. 100%. We needed him earlier than when we got him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But that's just my opinion. Like I feel like when Arteta came on, he's just the perfect match for the team. And that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's true as well. I think Arteta's come in and he's done really well. He's got the players motivated. He's got them up for the games that we had and stuff as well. And I think that he has, he's turned it around for Arsenal a little bit. He's actually got some better results. The City game, the Liverpool game, for example, as well. And I think those kind of 2 or 3 games there. You can include some of the other games, the Chelsea game with his manager and stuff as well. Like the Sheffield United game in the FA Cup before that. He's actually, got the team fighting and kind of got them up for, being able to get results now. Whereas before, under Emery, when they go a goal or 2 down, then it's basically, it's basically going to be,
they were done for. They gave up.
Yeah, absolutely. This just wouldn't show the fight. Yeah.
There's a big difference with that. With Emery, when you said that, like when they conceded goals, they would give up. But like with Arteta, like they concede goals and you see the fight, and I'm like, oh, hail to the no. We're gonna get this back.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that kind of, that proved the point when, we went 1-0 down against Liverpool the other week. And we that's Liverpool, bearing in mind, who were champions as well. And we were able to, force them into making mistakes, force them into errors, and kind of get them to kind of make mistakes. And if you look at the players that made mistakes, it was 2 really big players, Alisson and Virgil van Dijk, sorry, I should say, who were both picked out. And, they're players that don't really very often make mistakes, but we force them into that.
Very true.
Hi, Mary. How you doing?
What do you think about this? What Arteta said? Because I am looking at the screen, by the way, because I did see your comment. I was just looking at something on Twitter.
And I'm not picking my nose.
I believe that we have done a lot of progress in many situations.
Yeah.
I believe that we have done a lot of progress in many situations around the environment as well that we are creating. The unity that the fans, team, and club are showing at the moment, and I think we are on a good track. This is from Arteta, from his interview after the game yesterday. What do you think about that?
I think that's right as well. I think, he knows that the players are getting on track now. He knows that they have started to perform better in the last few weeks. The Aston Villa one you can put down to tiredness, you can put down to possibly a little bit of fatigue from the players from those last 2 games. But overall, since he's come in, there is a big improvement. You can see Xhaka's improved. You can see Mustafi's improved. Players that under Emery had no hope and now showing some fight and actually improving and actually, like players that, Mustafi's out with the final and Arsenal fans are saying he's going to be missed. And, I agree with that as well. I think Mustafi...
Which is not what they were saying before. 100% they were not saying that before.
Absolutely, no.
They were so against Mustafi before. And now because he has grown under Arteta, that he is going to be missed.
Yeah, and I think he will. I think, Rob Holding's coming in. He's a little bit hit and miss. And I think you look at Socrates, hasn't played in a number of weeks. You look at who else was there? Callum Chambers, injured for half of the season. Pablo Mari, injured. We haven't got an awful lot of options in there. And Mustafi's the one that's actually been the standout defender.
He has been. And Luis, when he's on point, has been good. Like those headers that he does.
Doesn't happen enough, though. No, it doesn't happen enough.
I know. He's Latin, okay? I'm going to go into the Latin mind. We're very passionate. And when we're passionate, we go blank. Because we're like, we're not seeing, maybe this is opportunity. Yeah. This opportunity. We're seeing, ball.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And that's the problem. Because when you just see ball, you're going to have a lot of mistakes. And that's just the Latin personality. You're just go, screw the consequences. And he needs to stop that. He needs to use his head more and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then, with Denis Ceballos, would you say we should definitely try and go in for him and try and make this loan into a permanent as well?
Thank you. I'm going to announce this is my first time ever doing this. So I am definitely a newbie. This is the first one.
Yeah, this is the first one she's ever done. And we're doing it across 4 different platforms as well. And, it's the first episode of this podcast as well. So it's all, as I said at the start, it's all stuff that is going to need to be ironed out. But we are just kind of getting into it. But no, thanks for your comments anyway and your, feedback, because we are trying to learn as we go as well. We're kind of going to try and develop this as we go. It's nowhere near finished. It's literally a starting block. So this is day 1, episode 1. So yeah.
Day 1. You can tell I'm nervous, but I'm still here. Anyways.
So yeah, I think we should go. Excuse me, I am getting a bit of a cold as well, so that's why you see me scratching my nose. I think we should go into doing some player ratings for the season overall. So let's start off. Goldie Burnt Leno. I think he's been excellent. I think Leno, you can't overlook the saves he's made, the big game moments that he's been, saved us from. You have to give him a 9, I think.
He's so good. I love what he posted on Twitter. Sorry, side note. He wrote, "I miss flying," and then he put a video of him just flying, saving goals. Oh,
yeah.
He's amazing. I agree. I give him a 9.
Bellerin, hit and miss this season. Is vice captain with Aubameyang as well, and I think there's some games he's looked quite good.
Okay, let me just defend my belly here because I know your opinion on him. Let me defend him a little bit.
I'm just saying that there's some games he's looked good, but there's other games where he's been a little bit like he kind of hasn't done an awful lot in the game, and he's.
Well, like I said, in defense of him, let us remind ourselves that he was on a long hiatus because he was injured.
That's fair. That's fair.
He was gone for a long time. So it's just now that he's starting to get back in it, and you're trying to find your way to get more opportunities on the pitch. And I think some days did get the opportunities, and some other days it was kind of like, oh look, there's a flower on the floor. But it's understandable.
Yeah, some days he's too busy off planting trees. Yeah, absolutely.
He's too busy deciding me like a jacket because him and his fashion. Me and him need to talk.
He loves his fashion. He loves his fashion. I wasn't even going to be that harsh on him. I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay. You know me. I am defending Belly.
Yeah?
Hard.
What do you want to give him then out of 10?
7.
Nah, too high, I think. But I'll stick with 6. Kieran Tierney come in. He obviously started off injured and took him a while to get back into it. Again, another player like Leno who's been consistent since he's, when he was playing. So Kieran Tierney, I can't not give him a 9 if I've given Leno a 9 because he's been consistent as well.
I would agree with that. A 9 is good for tier, knee.
Then Socrates, I don't know what to give Socrates because he hasn't really played at the end of the season. But the start of the season, he wasn't really that good. So, Papa Stafford.
I kind of agree.
I would have to give him a 4, maybe.
I would agree with that. He hasn't really played that much. And when he has played, all he's doing is fouling and getting mad because he fouled. And
yeah. I'll give him a 4.
Papa, though.
Saka, wow. Wow. This kid is going to be unreal. This kid already is unreal, but he's going to be exceptional in the next season or 2. He can play left back. He can play left mid. He can play in the number 10 position as well.
He's just a firecracker.
Yeah. Saka has to get a high rating as well. I'm going to give him not quite a 9, an 8. I'll give him an 8.
He's still learning. He's a baby.
But he's doing well. He's done really well. I'm going to give him an 8 for this season so far. His breakthrough season as well. He's done really well getting into that team, and he's been a bit burnt out towards the end of the season the last few weeks. But I think we should definitely use him in the final.
He's a child. You need to give him nap time so he can be, up and raring to go for the next match.
Nap time?
I'm sorry. He has a baby face to me. Like, literally, I look at him and I see baby. So you got to give him a nap so he's all for the next game.
Yeah, so I'll give him an 8. What were you going to give him?
I was going to give him a 9, but it's true. 8 would be better because he is learning.
Danny Ceballos. Again, it didn't really start this season off very well under Emery, but then since Arteta's come in, he's one of the key players. He's made a big difference. I think you have to give him a high rating as well. I want to give him a 7.
Like I said, it's a whole different game now with Arteta. They have someone that actually believes in them. And not saying that Emery didn't believe in them. I just don't think he knew how to get his mission statement across. Yeah, get his message across to him. Yeah. So I agree with you with the 7. I'm kind of in the middle, 7, 8. So 7.5.
All right. We're not doing halves, by the way, so 7 or 8.
7.5. Moving up.
We're not doing halves, but 7.5. Lacazette. Work rate for Lacazette, exceptional. Excellent. Every week, every game. Finishing lets him down sometimes.
I would give him an 8 because of the fact he's really good. But he gets frustrated very quickly. And when he gets frustrated, that's when his mistakes happen.
Yeah.
And I can tell his frustration because he wants to score so bad. And when it doesn't happen, it's like he needs to stay at this level. He can. That's the whole thing. He can stay at this level. He just lets himself down. And he's got to get out of his head.
That's right. Sometimes when he's capable of scoring world-class goals. Take Spurs away, that goal that he scored, that absolute belting 30-yarder or whatever it was. He's capable of doing that. But then he's capable of missing from 2 yards out as well.
That's when he gets in his head. He needs to get out of his head.
Yeah. I like him, though. I like his work rate. I like his fight and his desire.
Oh, no, he's a fighter.
His passion. I love that about him. So, but then, he can't be in the big range bracket because of, the chances he's missed and things like that. So, 7. 7.5 at a push Yeah.
I was nicer than you. Oh, we're doing 0.5s now?
Yes, go on then. What would you say about Alex?
8.5.
Yeah? Okay. Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil.
Yes, 8.5 for Laka.
Okay. Mesut Ozil next.
0.
0? Moving on. I think that's I don't know how you can rate Mesut Ozil. I was going to say like maybe a 1 because in some games he decided he was actually going to turn up and actually decided some games he actually fancied playing. So for those games, you can have a 1.
Even when he was playing, I wouldn't even give him a 1 because even when he was playing, what was he doing? Smelling the grass?
Yeah,
like you weren't putting in any effort.
Yeah.
You was 0.
All right, Ozil gets a 0. Lucas Torreira.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite. Tiny Tory. I'm sorry, he's so small and so cute.
Yeah, but he's also he's been playing like under Emery was played in the complete wrong position. So I don't know
that was on Emery, not him.
That's what I'm saying. How I want to give him a 3.
Oh,
I like the guy, but he's not done much this season. He gets a 3. Go on, what are you giving him? Go on.
I'm giving him a 5.
Okay.
And the reason I'm giving him a 5, yes, he hasn't done much, but he did create opportunities. And when he was like, he would get the ball. He is a firecracker. So I'm not going to write him off because he didn't have the opportunities that the others had. I mean, remember, he was off injured as well.
Yeah, he was. He was out for quite a while. Yeah, fair point. But I still want to give him a 3 because when he was played out of position. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Wow. I've said enough about this guy to warrant, why we have to sign him and why we have to give this guy a new contract. 10 all day long.
I am not going to disagree with that. 100%. He's a 10.
Ainsley.
And that's not just because I love him. So,
10 all day long for Pierre. Maitland-Niles. Played a few games in midfield, played a few games at right back, played a few games at left back. In Man City, actually, the other day, he looked really good when he played at left back. I think he's done all right, actually. He's been better than Bellerin. He's, obviously Cedric's come in as well. But I think Ainsley, I'm going to give him a 5, I think about halfway.
I agree with that. D-Niles is good when he's focused.
Yeah. Rob Holding. Again, another one that's been injured for most of the season.
I don't know what to give Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho just got back in. I mean, he's been doing good when he came in, but not good enough.
He's done all right. He's done okay, but not good enough. That's the point. I'll have to give him a 4, I suppose.
I would agree with that.
Cedric, I don't even want to mark Cedric because he hasn't done an awful lot. But then, I don't know, because when he's played, he's looked all right. He scored a goal against Norwich. Should we rate Cedric? I think they didn't on this podcast I was watching, but I think we should rate him.
He just started. You can't really rate someone that just started.
I was giving him a 5. The fact he's come in, kept a clean sheet in his second game and his first game, scored in his first game against Norwich as well. He's settling in and he's settling in all right. I'll give him a 5. Nicolas Pepe.
Just one sec. I might have to pause this because, well, not pause this, but I might have to take a phone call. My mom's called like twice already.
That's right. We'll be finishing soon anyway.
Okay.
We'll probably finish in 5 minutes or so. Once we've gone through these 5-10 minutes. So yeah, Pepe.
I'm just gonna go off camera and you continue the rating because third time she's calling.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, Pepe. I want to give him a 7. Pepe. I think he's done. He's done okay. Some games he's looked really bright and lively, but other games he's looked a bit, hit and miss as well. So I'll give him a 7, and that's kind of been nice to him. Mustafi. Again, I spoke about him earlier. He's going to be a miss for the final. Mustafi is, and I think he deserves a 7 as well, because he's going to be a miss for the final, and we're going to miss him when we play Chelsea next week. And then we're not going to mark Murray because he hasn't done anything really. Callum Chambers was okay actually at the start of the season before he got injured, so I'll give him a 6. David Luiz now. Wow. He's got in his locker the kind of performances against Man City and Liverpool where he can, kind of do really well defensively and keep out some real big talented players in De Bruyne and Sterling and Mane and Salah and Firmino and everyone. But then at the same time, he's, got that record of giving away the most penalties. So I think I'll have to give David Luiz a 5, I think. And then next up, Reece Nelson. Again, he's able to score against Liverpool. And I think Reece is a young player. Give Reece a bit of time, but I'll have to give him a 3. Maybe a 4. Are you back now?
I'm back now. Sorry.
That's all right.
She wouldn't stop calling my phone. Sorry.
That's all right. That's fine. Yeah. So we've done Pepe. What do you want to give Pepe?
I like Pepe.
I gave him a 7. Yeah, but that was only because some games he's been a little bit on the bench and not used all of the time and stuff.
I agree with you. I still think he can grow. Mm-hmm. He is good. He has a lot of skills, but he needs.
Oh, excuse me.
Trying to find my words. Kind of. He needs to settle more into the team.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know this, and I learned this recently. He had a language barrier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He didn't know as much English than before, and that's the reason that Abubu and Laka kind of gravitated more to him, because they were translating stuff for him. So that's the reason of their chemistry, is that they were helping him learn, English and translating stuff for him. I just feel once he settles more into the team, he's gonna be a rock star.
I think he will, but next season or whatever, once as I said earlier, once the kind of the whole hype over his price tag and all that has died down, I think he'll do really well.
Mm-hmm.
So 7. Mustafi, I gave Mustafi a 7 as well, but that was kind of might have been a bit harsh on him when I look back on it. I might even go to a 7.5. In fact,
I would agree with you. Beginning of the season, I would have 100% 6, 7, but that was under Emery. It's a whole different game now under Arteta.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
It's more 7, 7.5.
Yeah.
He's getting so much better.
Mm-hmm. Callum Chambers started off the season, played quite a few games at the start before he got injured. I gave him a 6, I think I did for Callum.
Oh, my poor Chacha.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Callum can get a 6 because I think he's a little bit.
I can't really rate him because, to be honest,
we didn't do a lot. No, yeah.
How do I say it? I can't remember. That's the whole thing. Before he got injured, I can't even remember him.
Yeah, so I'll give him a 6.
And that's saying something.
He did well, actually. No, he did.
You didn't do much when you were there.
No. He put in a few good performances, actually.
He did well, but not anything.
He played well.
But not anything memorable where it's going to stand.
Yeah, but that's fine
in my head. If you understand,
that's what you want.
He's been injured so long.
Yeah, but I think that's why I'm going to give him a 6, because that's what you want from a defender. You don't want a defender to do anything memorable, because if you're doing something memorable, you're costing a goal. You're giving away a penalty. The fact he's done nothing memorable is not a bad thing for a defender.
No, I get that, but in defending something memorable, that I can say, oh, damn, when he was back there, we had a wall. Nobody was going past him. That's what I mean by memorable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to give him a 6.
I'll go with yours because, like I said, I remember him. That's about it.
Okay. I'm not going to mark Pablo Mari because he's only had a few games. Again, I'll do what I did with Cedric and just put him down the middle. Give him a 5. David Luiz. Oh, are you back? I think we're losing signal. Are you there?
Did I lose signal?
Oh, it's back. No, that's fine.
I'm
David
here.
Luiz.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's fine. It's good now. David Luiz.
He's a difficult one.
I gave him a 5, but that was only because there's some games where you can put in some really big performances, you know, like the Liverpool, like the Man City games. But then there's other games where he can give away stupid penalties or get himself sent off or dive in and be a bit rash, with decision making or whatever. Actually, no, I want to lower that score. I want to give him a 4. In fact,
I was actually thinking about 5 as well, because when he's on, he's on.
Yeah, definitely.
But when he is in that crazy, passionate, I'm going to just do it, I'm not going to care what's going to happen kind of mood, that's where we lose because he's not thinking straight.
No, his head's like not there. Yeah. Yeah.
He's half-half. He really is half-half. He's either on fire or he's setting us on fire.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 4. I think there's too many. I think there's more games that he's been bad for us than he's been good for us.
I'm going to give him a 4.5.
Okay. Reece Nelson, young player, hasn't had an awful lot of opportunity. But then when he's come on, he's looked bright sometimes. So, he scored that goal.
He's really good at getting the ball. He scored the ball, he's really good.
Scored that one against Liverpool as well. I'll give him a 6.
I agree with that.
Right. Emmy.
He has more to grow.
Yeah, I think he'll grow over the next few years as well. I think give him a bit more time, he'll grow in and settle in. Emmy, again, didn't have many minutes at the start of the season, but now he's coming for Leno and he's been exceptional. Had a good, run throughout the FA Cup as well. And yeah, as I said before, Emmy has definitely shown that he's more than capable of being a steady number 2. And he's been at the club for a number of years as well. I think he's been at the club for 10 years. So this kind of proves a point that it doesn't really matter who you buy in terms of goalkeepers and stuff. Sometimes like looking through the youth or looking through players that are already there is actually, that could benefit you. And I gave Bernd Leno a 9 because he's played most of the season, but Emmy comes close. Emmy, I'll have to give him an 8.5.
I agree with you. When we first started seeing Emmy as the keeper and stuff like that, he was shaky, and it worried me when I saw him on the pitch. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, he's not Leno status, but he's completely changed. He's shown that he can do it now. Like whatever shakiness he had before, he's shaken it off, like literally, pun intended.
Yeah, he's got rid of it. Yeah.
He's really good. I'm going to give him a 9 because he's been, like, the saves he has been doing are amazing.
Oh, yeah. I'll go back to the game we just covered, the Watford game. That one save was exceptional. And that's free if it isn't for him. So, yeah. Just got a message from Chris. Is Arsenal-Chelsea the FA Cup final? Yes, it is, mate. Yeah. That's this coming weekend, on Saturday. And then who else are we up to now? We are up to Joe Willock. I think Joe, sometimes he makes the wrong decision. when he's going through on goal, you know, there's a few times he's made mistakes, he's made the wrong decision, and that's because he's learning. That's because he's young.
He is learning. They're all the babies are learning, and they will make mistakes and stuff like that. I think he's good though. I wouldn't give him a 4. That's just being harsh.
I think Nathan there. How can you say it was a good game yesterday? Well, for Emmy or in general, because we're 3-0 up. It's, you know, I think Arteta is basically thinks that the game's done. Maybe that's on him a little bit. But you know, I kind of agree with Nathan. I think 4 out of 10 for Willock is probably about right. Maybe 4.5 if I'm being nice.
I still think it's a little bit harsh because he's had good moments.
Yeah.
I would say 5 at least. He's still growing.
Fair enough. Matteo Guendouzi. Wow. If we're giving Ozil a 0, this guy gets a 0 for me as well.
See, my whole thing is he wasn't perfect when he was playing.
Yeah.
But he had that fight. And I don't want to...
It's the wrong kind of fight. No.
With Oos, it is the wrong kind of fight. It is the wrong kind of fight. But when he was, you know, on the pitch, he had his moments where, you know, he could get the ball.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't take it. You shouldn't take that away from him because of his personality and because that's the bad part, which is his personality, and that fight is bad. But when he was playing, he had good moments, and I wouldn't want to take it's a whole different story with Uzi than Doozy. If you understand me, Uzi doesn't care.
Ozil and Guendouzi, yeah.
Sorry, y'all. You'll get used to me. Missing man was missing. Doozy was there, and he was fighting.
Yeah, I think
so.
You know,
he made bad decisions,
really bad decisions at times.
But he's 19 years old, 19, 20. He's still growing up.
Nah, and I'm not going to accept that. I'm not accepting that as an excuse. Ozil can and Guendouzi can. The pair of them, you know, Ozil's attitude.
I'd at least give him a 2. I would at least give him a 2. I wouldn't give him a 0.
No,
I wouldn't.
If Ozil gets a 0, Guendouzi gets a 0. He thinks he's bigger than the club. Bye-bye. We're not having people like you. We don't need people like you at the club.
Oh, I didn't even know that one, so.
No. 0. 0 all day long. Next, Eddie.
I'll let you go first.
Oh, see, he's done all right, actually. There's some games where Eddie's done okay, and he's actually been the bright spark, and he's come on, he's made a difference in games, got some big goals. I think he's all right. I think he's up and coming, and he's
the person you know that can get into the box.
He's hungry, yeah. Like he's hungry, and he's determined, and he's a decent finisher. You know, he's unselfish, which I like about him when he tried to set up Aubameyang yesterday. I'm going to give him a 6 for the parts he's played this season.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think a lot of them, you can keep Emmy, you can keep Leno. Other than that, Granit Xhaka towards the end of the season's turned it around, but there isn't many that I'd keep either. Yeah. Next was Kolasinac. Wow. If 0, Kolasinac gets a 0. Because again, he's another one we need to chuck this guy in the bin. He's got to go.
I'm not fighting that one. That one needs to go. I said my piece on Doozy. I said my piece. I didn't know he stated that whole comment about being bigger than the club. I wouldn't accept that either. Mm-hmm. But with Kolasinac, he's more liability than.
Yeah,
nope. I didn't even give him a nickname. You're a liability.
Yeah. Is that Guendouzi? Is it? Are you on about there? Or are you on about Kolasinac? But either way, so yeah, that's pretty much it. We just got 2 more to rate. Granit Xhaka. Iffy at the start of the season. A little bit hit and miss. But has turned it round exceptionally. Really, really well. To the point where fans are now saying that he could have his captain's armband back. Fans are saying that he's the linchpin in the midfield, the guy that, we know when he's there and when he's missing, when he's on the bench or whatever, like he was against Aston Villa. I think Granit Xhaka, just for the way that he's turned it around and he's, got himself back on track under the guidance of Arteta, I think you have to give him a solid 8.
What were we talking about again?
Xhaka.
Oh, 8 all the way.
The way he's turned it around on the back of since Arteta's come in, only he knows how he's done that, but he's done it. He's won the fans back over again. No, we're not cheeky plugging it. We're not cheeky plugging anything. And then the final one is let's see, Martinelli is the last one that we haven't rated yet. Love this guy. I love this kid. This kid is amazing. We've missed him.
He is amazing.
We've missed him a little bit in the last few weeks when he's been injured and things like that. But, as I said earlier, the goal he scored against Chelsea, only he knows how he's done that. But that was an outstanding run and an outstanding finish at the end of it as well. So, I just can't wait to see him next season when he hopefully stays fully fit.
Oh, true. He's going to be another firecracker.
Yeah.
What a shame.
I'll give that a cheeky pluck at the end, mate. There you go. But no, I think I'll have to give him an 8 as well, I think, for Gabby.
I'm going to be real with you, for that goal he did where he basically ran from one side to the other, I'm giving him a 9 just for that.
Fair enough. So, yeah, that's the ratings for the players that have featured for Arsenal this season. I think we are pretty much done. In terms of players that need to leave, there's most of this squad need to leave, to be honest. I think I'd only probably keep Leno, Tierney, Saka, try and get Ceballos in, maybe Lacazette, Aubameyang, and there's not too many others. Maybe Pepe, Granit Xhaka as well, and Martinelli. There's a lot of these players that I think need to leave. Bellerin, Socrates, Ozil, Lucas Torreira, Maitland-Niles, Holding. Lots of these players. David Luiz, Chambers. Reece Nelson could probably do with a loan. Willock could do with a loan. Guendouzi can go. Ozil can go. Kolasinac can go. Eddie can do with a loan. Yeah, there's only 7 or 8 that I'd keep in that squad. But yeah, that's it for episode 1 of the podcast, guys.
You know me, I don't play that game.
That's fine. That's it for episode 1 of the podcast, guys. So this was the review of the Watford game, Arsenal 3, Watford 2. First one that we've done, so hopefully it's been okay. We've had some good comments. We've had a few comments there that are a little bit negative and whatever as well, but we'll take everything on board and we'll come back and work towards making it better next week after the cup final, which hopefully we win. It'd be nice if we win it. It'd be nice to get back into Europe.
We can do it. We can do it.
Hopefully we beat Chelsea, and hopefully, David Luiz is the David Luiz that turned up against Man City and not the David Luiz that turned up for the second half yesterday. But yeah, you've been listening to the Worldwide Gooner Elite podcast. I've been Mike Harniman, And we will be back next week. Bye-bye. Also, cheeky plug, don't forget to check out stormfm.org.uk with Brad live on there as well. He's going to be live from 7 o'clock until 10. And I'll pop in and probably from about 8:30 because I've got an interview that I'm doing myself with ex-Stevenage goalie Alan Julian as well from 7:30. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for contributing as well and for being there. Thanks, Gigs. Thanks a lot for joining and for being a part of this as well. And we will be back.
Thank you for having me.
That's all right. We'll be back next week and we'll discuss all things Arsenal. I'm going to be bold. I want to just predict the cup final. And, you can put this on record. I'm going 3-1 Arsenal next weekend.
I was going to say 3 as well.
Yeah?
But I wasn't going to give the other team a point, but I kind of figured they probably will score.
They'll get a goal. Yeah, they'll get one. Probably be Giroud now in Chelsea as well.
I'm going to say 3-2.
Okay.
Because we have a habit of conceding more than one.
That's probably more like it. It probably will be 3-2. I'm going to go 3-1. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Go check out stormfm.org.uk. Go follow us on Facebook as well. Worldwide Gooner Elite on Facebook. And also on Twitter is at Gooner Elite as well. Give us a little follow and a like and stuff. And next week's one, the Chelsea one, is going to be live on the YouTube as well, isn't it? So keep an eye out for that. Worldwide Gooner Elite on YouTube. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And keep it Arsenal. See you later.